Good morning. My name is Tony Spielberg, and I am running for the Parkway School Board of Education. Election is happening this April 5th, and I would love to earn your vote. Some of the things I want to talk about today are diversity, equity, and inclusion. The definition by my mindset. Some of the things that I believe in my career that I've done that will set me apart from possibly others that are running against me, and really just some of the questions that I receive via email, and even more candidly, some of the accusations that people that don't know me make. So I thought I'd start it off basically talking about trust, because trust really is the foundation of a meaningful relationship between Parkway and its stakeholders. And really at both levels, the individual and the Parkway organizational level, right? So diversity in my mind are the characteristics with which we are born and gain through experience, both seen and unseen, that make us different and similar. Pretty simple, right? Equity, in my opinion, is the outcome of diversity, inclusion, and anti-oppression actions wherein all people have fair access, opportunities, resources, and the power to thrive, with consideration for and elimination of historical and systematic barriers and privileges that cause oppression. And then finally, my thoughts on inclusion are they are the actions taken to understand, embrace, and leverage the unique strengths and facets of identity for all individuals so that all feel welcomed, valued, and supported. I think that Parkway is doing a very good job at this so far, but I think we have a little ways to go. I think that this is an area that we need to look at on a quarterly basis and make sure that we actually set the bar for what this means to our district, what it means to all the stakeholders, and listen to all stakeholders, not just a few loud ones that actually would like to pour into this opportunity and subject so that we can be a very well-rounded district as we are now, but continue to do so and set the bar for everyone else to look at in the future. Again, an organization like Parkway, like our school district's actions, perform with a high degree of competence and the right intent, can earn trust with the stakeholder groups here in Parkway. Competence, when I talk about that, it refers to your ability to follow through on what you say you will do and basically live up to your promise, right? Intent refers to the reason behind your actions. It includes fairness, transparency, and impact. And research really shows, and just many different things that I read, that competence and intent feed into each other, helping to build and then maintain the trust. So basics are out of the way. This is what I believe, my definition for diversity, equity, inclusion is, and that it takes trust between all stakeholders to make this happen. Some of the things that I've done around diversity, equity, and inclusion started long ago in my career with really pushing the narrative on hiring more females in the workplace. This started back in really the late 90s, and really being in the fashion industry that I was in really opened my eyes to the different talent levels and different opportunities for all folks to pour in equally, and probably better than some of the stereotypical things that were going on back then. Then I moved on to a company called Boone Center BCI Packaging. Boone Center and BCI Packaging is a company, and it's actually a non-for-profit that employs hundreds of adults with developmental disabilities, and really in a manufacturing environment. This to me was really one of the areas in my career that I've grown and feel like I had a real opportunity to sit at some big tables federally, at the state level, at the local level, to be able to talk to, advocate, and fight for adults with developmental disabilities in the marketplace. Most of the folks that have intellectual disabilities have always been told, "Hey, this is what you're going to do. You're going to sit in a day hat program, or if you do work, it's going to be as a dishwasher, or it's going to be as a cook, or it's going to be as a house cleaner, or somebody that cleans and does things." And nothing is wrong with those jobs, but what I always thought was that adults with developmental disabilities needed to have more opportunities, more efforts. What I did was I built a public-private partnership, and I'm calling my old company Boone Center more of a private because we were a nonprofit. We worked with companies like True Manufacturing out in St. Peters. True Manufacturing actually stepped up to the plate and said, "Hey, we're already doing a little bit of this on our manufacturing lines, but you know what, Tony? We are very interested in stepping up and being a partner." true put their money where their mouth was. We got a new building, opened up a vocational training center, the first of its kind for adults with developmental disabilities that we know of anywhere in the United States or around the world, and started putting folks through a training program in manufacturing. Our folks went from minimum wage or sub-minimum wage to earning over $15 an hour, and showing everybody out there that if you give them the opportunity to succeed, build a process that works, that everybody can be equal and work as hard or even harder than others. That's one of the things we get from True, is that we hear that folks with the folks that came out of our vocational training program actually are there a little earlier and stay a little longer, which we always knew that, but it's important. Women in the workplace. When you go back and you look at where I was at Boone Center, we had women on the executive team. We had a very diverse group of folks, and that was all set up by the opportunities that I was able to create and learn from other companies that were doing such a good job. So big separator for me. I've actually been able to put it into action. What am I doing now to be able to say that that's something I've been able to carry on? Well, I'm here at Cambridge where I'm filming this video today. And one of the things that I've been pushing hard for is more women in manufacturing. Not just here at Cambridge, but we actually even have a meeting this afternoon to figure out how to attract more women in manufacturing. This past year, we've actually gained about 25 to 30% of our new hires are women. And what can we do, and how can we get more folks that are women that want to be part of what we do, and how do we build a career path for them? Another thing I'm currently doing is working with Missouri Association of Manufacturers to put together a group of women in manufacturing. Now I know that there is one in around the metals industry, but we are working very diligently at the state level to put something together there. So what I will say is that, for me, it has always been important to look at things clearly, to take the data, and then also say, listen, who's the best person for the job? How do we make sure that we're including everybody in this conversation? How do we make sure we're not just hiring one way? How do we take this opportunity, build a strategy and a vision that includes everyone? Do I think that I can bring this experience to the school board? I absolutely do. I'm absolutely excited to do so. Folks that don't know me should actually call me, 636-438-8982, and ask me to go to a cup of coffee, and I'm absolutely able to talk to you about who I am, why I belong on the school board, and what diversity, equity, and inclusion means to me. I know that this was a longer video for me, but I felt like it was important to get this out there. And I think that as we get closer to the election day, I hope that you'll watch this. I hope that you'll listen to what I had to say, and I hope that you'll visit my Facebook page, my landing page, to see really what my issues are, how I can help the school district and help you have a bigger voice in the school district. Thank you, and please elect Tony Spielberg for Parkway Board of Education on April 5th of this year.